Greetings, folks, or should I say, may the fourth be with you. We're going to check out how you can make a video like this super quickly in Camtasia. All right, so let's get to it. We're going to switch gears and we're going to go back out to and find a different project here that's just a little bit of setup. So all I've got here is just a bunch of text. So you download a font. I'll link to it in the description. That's got the nice Star Wars font. And we got a couple of shapes out here. So we've got our basic text set up here. And all I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to group it up. And now we have that group right down here on the bottom track. I'm going to drag a track below it because our first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come over to the library and we're going to go get ourselves in dynamic backgrounds. We're going to go get ourselves a star field. And there's a couple of star fields that ship in Camtasia, stars and stars 2. We're going to grab the stars, which is a little bit closer to what we want right here. We'll drag it down there on the timeline, and we'll just make it the same length as that text up there. And I'm going to hide the text. So what we're going to see here is just a star field with the default settings. And you know what? Let's go to work customizing it a little bit. You can play around with a ton of settings in Starfield. I'm just going to come over here to the dynamic properties on this guy, and we're going to find the speed slider, and we're going to increase the speed a little bit. Yeah, okay, so it's flowing through a little bit faster, and maybe we'll just adjust the panning a little bit. All right, yep. Okay, so we've got the star field set up like that. And yep, that's about what we want. Okay, so next thing we're going to do here is in the media bin, I just have Star Wars palette, a little screenshot of a Star Wars palette. And I'm going to drag it off over the side here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go and change some of the colors in this star field. So this bright red here, let's maybe tone it down and do something more like a Star Wars yellowish look. And or actually, you know what? Let's go make it this more toned down color right there. So it's still got some red in it, and this blue color right here, let's back it off a little bit, see what that does for us here. So I've got that blue that's changed a little bit, and it's super subtle. Let's see, and that's just, I think, around the star itself, the rings there. And then we've got some other colors over here. So we've got a little bit of a deeper blue, and then we've got black. All right, so I think this deeper blue, let's just maybe, again, we'll go into that palette and we'll grab something like that. And maybe that's a little too bright, maybe come back a little bit like that. All right, so we've got set it up. And you know what, you can play around with this, tune it to how you want things. But we're really just trying to show you that you have a lot of control and customization that you can do with the star field background. So, all right, next thing, I'm going to turn on this grouped text here, and it's all white. And the reason I turned it into a group is I didn't want to go change the colors of these things individually. So we're going to come over to the visual effects tab, and we're going to go grab color tint, and we're just going to drag it onto that group, okay? And color tint gives you a light and dark tone. And for this, we're just going to set them both to the same. We're going to go with this yellow color right here, yellow color right here, and it's maybe a little bit washed out. Let's increase the intensity right there. All right, we'll just take it all the way up to 100%. Okay, now we're going to get rid of this color palette here that we were using, and you can see just like this, I have a star field behind me. I have may the fourth be with you, but we're missing some animations. So let's go over to behaviors, and behaviors are just a quick way to get some quick and dirty animations. So I'm going to come over here and maybe we'll go with let's try the reveal. Let's see what that looks like. Drag it on here, and you can see if I play this back. All right, I get this motion in, and then it pulses a little bit. And I don't know that I want the pulsing. Maybe that's your taste. So I'm going to select this on the timeline. I'm going to come over to the behaviors tab, and I'm going to come to the during tab here, and I'm just going to change it to none. All right, so if we go back and we watch this from the very beginning, Okay, we get it, and we don't have the pulsing in, and then the behavior will animate it back out. So, all right, it's getting pretty close to what we want it to be. The next thing, up to the visual effects tab, we're gonna go find motion blur, just to add a little bit more juice. So we'll come down until we find motion blur, and we'll just drag the motion blur onto this guy. And that's gonna, when we animate here, it's just gonna give us a little bit of a blur on that text. See, it's fading in, so it removes a bunch of the blur effect, but it's just subtle, helps a little bit with the eyes. All right, boom. Okay, pretty happy with that. And so then the final piece is, and this is completely optional, so you got the star field, and you can see the stars are all completely being obscured and moving behind this, and that may actually be the right look. But just for kicks and giggles, we're gonna try something here. We're gonna go ahead and select that background, copy it, and I'm just going to paste it here. So we've now got the background in front. It's obscuring things, so we're going to come up to the visual effects bin, and we're going to go to blend modes. Let's go find the blend mode, visual effect, and we'll drag it onto this guy. And that is the screen blend mode. And so now you can see the stars are sort of penetrating through, coming through. And that's kind of a cool look. And of course, with blend modes, you have all kinds of different looks you can get here, some of which are super fun and you may want to play with a little bit here just to see if there's something that pops out at you. I think I'm happy with the screen mode here, although I could be sold on pin light. But we're going to keep it at screen, and we're just going to deselect everything, and we'll watch this. And right, just like that, we've got a fun May the 4th be with you on a star field in Camtasia 2023. You know what? Spruce up your next video. Bring some exciting motion and movement just with a few drag and drops. Hope you enjoy.